I've always been curious on what a new 5-star character can perform like with a full-on free-to-play build. Since Loen is a DPS character, I decided to try out Loen without any 5-star characters or even weapons to see if Loen can perform over my expectations or hit like a wet noodle. So in this video, I wish for Loen, build him from zero, all with a free-to-play friendly build, so I hope you enjoy this video. So let's just get Loen first, and then we can start building him. I currently have 8,000 primos, so hopefully I'll be able to get him early. Alright, first pull. What? Okay. I guess this game wants to save me money, but let's see if I'll be able to get Loen. Wow, that's so early. That's like 4 or 5 pulls. Okay. I get double though. Not sure if I really care for the 4 stars because I already have all of them, but maybe I'll get an extra pull from it. Yeah, Xiangling, she's already C6, but extra pull is nice. Well then, I guess I'll just have to start building him then. I'm actually kind of curious on what kind of free-to-play teams will work with him, since of course his best team is a very costly team with a bunch of 5 stars, but hopefully I'll just be able to build him with a full-on free-to-play team and just see how much damage he'll be able to do. So for weapon, I think his best weapon is probably just going to be White Tassel as a free-to-play. 4-star options are Black Cliff, which I do have, or Deathmatch, but Deathmatch is only from the Battle Pass, so it's not really like a free-to-play option per se, but I might just have to build a White Tassel to level 90 just to test out his damage. Or if I just want to use Black Cliff, I could as well. But let me check my artifacts first and see which one I need, crit rate or crit damage, because weapon-wise I have both options. As for his artifact, I believe Rising Winds is probably his best option, so let me just see if I have anything good. This feather looks decent, although there's no attack percent substats, but let me just equip it first so I'll be able to remember. Flower? I don't have any double crit flowers. Wow, okay. I mean, I could be using an off-piece, but I can always steal from Varka as well for temporary testing. Sands. Okay, I don't have any sands as well. I mean, I could definitely craft them with my elixirs as well, just to see if I'll be able to get something that's actually usable. As this artifact definitely isn't really like the best for me. I haven't really gotten anything good from it. Circlet. Okay, there's a crit rate circlet, but my options are pretty limited for sure. Let me check my goblet. So my goblet, I have a double crit piece that's just sitting here, so I guess I'll just equip this. Let me enhance this feather. I want to see if I'll be able to get anything that's like actually good. I'm hoping for some crit rolls. Okay, first roll I got crit damage. Another crit damage. Wow. On the mastery, I mean, I'll get some melt damage in. Crit rate. See? Defense. Alright, I mean, the last roll was pretty bad, but I would say overall, this was pretty lucky. And then sands. So it's looking like my sands, I have a double crit piece, but at this point, I kind of want to craft one, since I don't really want to use Varka's, since Varka's isn't really like that good as well. And since the Rising Wind set isn't available from the Strongbox yet, I think crafting this will just be worth it. So we can just use attack percent with double crit, hoping for a 4-line artifact set in the beginning, so I can actually maybe reroll if it doesn't really roll into something that's good. I see. 3 lines. Okay, this is like the worst case scenario because it's only like one of the lowest crit rolls as well. So I'm not really gonna have that much of an expectation on this, but I'll still roll it regardless and just see if I'll be able to get anything good. If all rolls into crit, then it'll be nice, but this is kind of bad. I mean, the last 2 will guarantee crit, so yeah, I will equip it first and just see what happens. So this is my crit ratio right now, which is pretty good already. I believe he ascends with crit damage. So this means I kind of just feel like using the White Tassel will probably be the best option for me. So I'll probably have to raise this weapon to 90 as well. So for Loen's team, I am pretty curious on how his banner team will work. So basically, the 4 stars that's on his banner with Bennett, Xiangling, and then Mika. In fact, this team could possibly work in a way. So yeah, let me check my Mika's artifacts real quick. So he's used Favonius, but I don't really think any Noblesse since I already have Noblesse on Bennett. I can use Tenacity for the 3-second attack bonus, I guess. And I believe my Xiangling's build is good enough. Hopefully I have the materials for White Tassel though. I feel like I might not have enough. Okay, seems like I'm missing a few materials, but thankfully this is available for a limited time, so I can just bring my whole team into the domain. But I guess domain is also pretty easy for Loen since it looks like there's a lot of electro enemies. Gotta watch out not to die though, because I'm only level 1. But damage-wise, I'm doing okay. Of course, Penance Circle is a little bit limited with my movements, but he's still able to clear it decently quick. Alright, let's finish off the enemy with a burst. Around 2,000 damage. Not bad. My white tassel isn't even maxed yet, so I'll consider this as pretty good damage. Wow, nice. 1276. So again, like, I'm actually running low on the F2P agents' materials, so I'm not sure if I really need to like farm it or not. But I guess I could hunt them down as well. Alright, let me check and see how easy Loen can, I guess, ice bridge. Yeah, he can do it pretty fast as well. Even though, like, I'm sure there's like a cooldown, but he does it pretty quickly though. I'm pretty impressed. What? I got one-shotted. Oh, that's fine. But we dropped so many things. It's kind of funny how like these level 100 enemies are dying to my level 1 Loen though. Let me just continue on ascending the white tassel. Luckily, this weapon is also 3 stars, so material-wise, I don't really need to use that much. So this weapon is pretty free to enhance. Yeah, at level 90, this weapon gives around 23% crit rate, so a pretty nice option. So his stat currently looks pretty good at 62% crit rate and 193% crit damage. Let me just confirm what he ascends with. So he ascends with crit damage. Okay. So I'm not sure if this will change my build a little bit or not, but since my crit rate is still not really as high, I might switch to Blackcliff and then give him a crit rate circlet instead, just to see how the damage compares. But after I'm finished building him though, we'll be able to like just test both builds out and see which one is better. So pretty quickly, he's already at level 70. Alright, completed Loen's homework, finally. Now I basically unlocked my Hexrite skill, although I'm not really gonna be able to use it just yet since my team doesn't really consist of any Hexrite. I guess we could first level up his talents as well. So I guess we'll just level up his skill and burst, since those are like the important ones. So yeah, 166 right now. So with my Loen decently build now, let me just go try out one of this boss and see how he does here. Hopefully I'll be able to actually like do enough damage though to kill the boss pretty quickly. As for damage right now, doing like pretty solid 10Ks now, which is pretty nice because I was actually a little bit afraid I wasn't able to do enough damage, but it seems like I'm doing fine now. Once I get my build completely done, I should be in a good spot. And thankfully this boss doesn't really move around that much, so I can still pretty much finish off the boss before it goes into hibernation mode. Okay, let me just check and see if I can final ascend Loen first. So I can get to level 80, got some more attack. Oh nice, yeah, I can final ascend him. Luckily I have all the materials needed. And I guess I'll just get him to 90 as well. So at this point, my stats are looking pretty good. I think crit damage might be a little bit too high compared to my crit rate. So it's definitely interesting to see. Ideally, I reach 70% crit rate, but let me see if I have anything else I can change. The stance is honestly like not really that good. Like Varkas is way better, so I guess just to build him to his full potential, I'll just steal from Varka real quick. And then Goblin, I feel like it's already good enough, unless I have a 10% crit rate one, which I don't really think I do. Now, all my goblins are pretty bad in general, unless I enhance one of these. I'm not sure. Like, see what happens if I get do this. Is that crit rate? You know what? Let me just take a look. Okay, I mean 72% crit rate, not bad, and 213 crit damage, so it's still pretty high crit ratio in general. And this is for white tassel, so if I really need a different weapon, then I could definitely just switch into it and then alter my artifacts a little bit more. But for now, I feel like this build is pretty complete. Let me just finalize his talent first, and then I do should be good. All right, so his talents are at 1, 9, and 9. Honestly, I feel like this is pretty much good enough. His attack is a little bit low though, because I'm using white tassel, so the base attack isn't really that high. So we'll just start out with his banner team and then maybe switch into a few different teams afterwards. I'm actually kind of curious to see how he'll perform in the Imaginarium Theater, since I believe we still have Cryo as an element. We can pretty much just bring him here and then see if we can form a melt team with him. So for the first IT boss, I actually managed to get my full banner team out. So hopefully this team will be able to finish a boss, ideally with a star as well. Let's just see what will happen. I do have 1 level of melt as well, so yeah, we'll see how much damage we'll be able to do. So consistent 10k with like a few 30k damage sprinkle in here and there. With my burst actually doing pretty high damage as well. I think this team should definitely be enough to get my star, which is pretty good because I have a pretty nice free-to-play build. So feels even better. Alright, so now I just gotta get rid of the minions here. Hopefully, yeah, I'll still be able to get my star, even though it's looking a little bit like we don't have enough time, but nice. We got a lot of damage with Xiangling as well. Alright, so I reached the second boss. I do have level 4 melt now, so I think we should be able to just cruise through this pretty easily now. Okay, so Mago King takes a while to stand up. Hopefully, it doesn't restall me that much, but I think I should be fine. Yeah, damage-wise, I see 50k cryo melt or something, and then I face the boss. So now I just gotta start my rotation again. I'm not sure if I want to burst yet though, because this boss does stall quite some time. Okay, it's not moving, so I guess I'll just go for it. Although, a little bit unfortunate that my Xiangling's burst isn't up yet. But I think it's fine. Even if the boss moves right now, I think it should still be able to do enough damage. Let me also burst. Yeah, that's pretty good damage here. Oh, the boss also pushed me back, so I guess thanks. Loen, I'm just tanking everything. Not really gonna be like dodging that much since I have enough healers, like not really worried about that. Alright, Xiangling's burst is up now. Good. And now 10 seconds left. I should be able to finish the boss off on time. Yeah. Not really that hard, but we successfully used Loen on both IT bosses, and I was able to get my stars for both, so that's good enough. So next I want to do is to basically try out my rotations and just see what my DPS is. So for Loen's build right now, with his white tassel and my free-to-play banner team, kind of curious to see how much damage he does. Alright, so let's just see my damage. Not sure how much I'll be able to do, but we'll see. So I'm seeing like 30k, I believe. Not bad, I guess. I reached 40k DPS. Yeah, so with my burst, I actually do a lot more damage, but yeah, one rotation I'm doing around 40k. Not bad though for this team. Loen, of course, doing the majority of the damage, but Bennett and Mika are both supports essentially. So yeah, like it's okay. Let me just switch to Blackcliff and see the damage difference. Alright, so Blackcliff pull. If I switch into this, my crit rate is a little bit too low, so I guess my circlet, I could just change to a crit rate circlet. But I don't really have a crit rate circlet right now, so I guess I could enhance this one. Yeah, this is my only crit rate circlet, but it does have crit damage substats, so hopefully I roll into a few of these. Of course. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I guess for testing purposes, I'll just keep this for now, but look at my stats. Okay, so 70% crit rate. But with the Rising Winds, I get 20% extra, so it's essentially 90% crit rate. But I want to see how much damage I'll be able to do with Blackcliff and just see if this build is better than my White Tassel. Okay, so this time with Blackcliff, I just see my damage. I'll probably just do the same exact rotation, not to really break any patterns. Alright, so seems like I'm still doing around the same, almost 30k, 40k as well. Yeah, I would say it's the exact same. Maybe a little bit higher with White Tassel, but not really any difference I'm seeing. So I feel like both builds are okay, depending on just what you want. But now though, I do want to bring some Hexerite characters into the team, just so I can maybe do more damage, more than 50k DPS. And the most likely candidate that's going to get replaced is Mika. I'll probably use Sucrose and just see how this team will be. Or I could just bring Prune. You know what, let me test Sucrose first and then I'll bring Prune afterwards. I'm hoping with a Hexerite character though, I'll be able to break 50k. So here it goes. Not sure if this is optimal rotation or not, but let's just see. Definitely more damage now, but as I finish my burst, 47k. I mean, I did like around almost 200k more damage with this. So yeah, I would say there's definitely improvement with Sucrose, but we still haven't really broke 50k yet. So okay, let's just bring Prune and see what difference it'll make. All right, so same exact rotation, start with Bennett and then Xiangling. Prune, I guess I just do 2Es and then burst, and then we'll just start. Just gonna burst really quickly. Wow, okay. I mean, 50k, almost. Wow. Okay, so I broke 60k, kinda DPS. So yeah, Prune definitely wins out of everybody I've used so far. So yeah, not bad. Of course, it could definitely be even higher, but I think for a free-to-play team with mostly just 4-star characters, it's decent. All right, so next we'll be challenging Abyss. Although Abyss, I'm not really sure if I'll be able to get all my stars here, especially in floor 12. I might need to bring Venti, because it'll probably be easier for me to group the enemies. Or I could also try Sucrose. So yeah, it really just depends. But hey, I guess I'll bring Sucrose first and just see if this team will be able to clear. Alright, let's pick it up to burst. So we get this giant robot mech, which I think we should still be able to get through without any issues. Only thing we need to watch out for is like the shield. But I have my pyro characters to deal with that, so I don't think we really struggle that much. Alright, so first shield destroyed, but there's another layer of the shield, which is like the whole cryo shield. I guess we got this right first, so let's do this first. Hopefully I'll be able to kill it before it comes back up, but if not, then it's fine. Burst as well, see how much damage I do. Oh, I see a 50k, not bad. Now the shield is back on, so I just gotta repeat my rotations. I think I might actually be able to finish the boss off without activating the cryo shield again. I'll just finish off with burst and see. Okay, not quite, but as I fill up the bar, I think we should be fine. Yeah, it's looking like the boss is very, very tanky, but I think it was still fine. Time-wise, ideally could have been faster, but I would say not bad though. Okay, so second chamber, we have elemental skill damage. I guess I'll take this. We just burst everything. So there's 2 monsters before, I guess, the boss we fight. So far, my characters are getting a burst back up promptly, so that's good. Alright, so Primogems Bishop. This boss does take a while to stand up, so I guess we'll get my burst back up first before we can fight. But then that's perfect because we can just do a full rotation afterwards. So let's do this. Don't push me off a circle, please. I want to get my Bennett attack buffs. Okay. One thing though, like, I think could be better is that with this team, of course, Bennett's burst doesn't really last that long, since my whole team pretty much need to buff up first. So definitely, if there's a better alternative than Bennett, this team will be way better. Also, Xiangling's burst isn't really like, I guess energy isn't really that high, so I'm having a little bit of issue with my energy. But other than that though, I think still able to clear the boss at least. Alright, so for this final chamber, I actually need to get my burst back up first. Although this boss does have a high resistance anyways right now, so it doesn't really matter. Just need to do a lot of pyro attacks. I'll save my Sucrose's burst though for later. Alright, so gotta get rid of the boss's minions now. I'm not sure if Sucrose is enough to like group all the enemies up together, but I'll try. Okay, I got a nice hit off of them. Let me just burst. But I actually got quite a few of them. Yeah. Not bad, actually. Boss pretty much have 0 resistance now, I think. It's really, like, annoying to actually find chances to DPS it, though. Yeah, not bad. It's got to focus on a minion, so now I get a little bit of opening to kind of do damage. I'll do this all over again. Xiangling's burst is not out yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. But let me just burst first. I'll get rid of a few of the minions at least. Okay. I think I didn't really get as much minions as I would like, but as long as we can finish this before like that much time elapse, then I think it will still be fine. Alright, this boss just have a little bit of HP left. Oh, it's kind of fitting, but Xiangling was still able to finish the boss off. Sadly, I wasn't able to get all 9 stars in this abyss. Overall, I think Lohen's free-to-play team was okay. Hopefully, I can still improve his build a little bit more. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more. If you haven't gotten enough of Lohen and want more, with a full, complete experience, go check out my video where I mained Lohen for 7 days by clicking on the video here.